Hello, my name is Mr. Rogers, and you're watching the video lecture for the application of sound. This is section 2-5 in your book. Today, guys, what we want to do is be able to explain how reflected sound waves can be used to locate objects. So, how we use them as humans, man-made ones, and also how animals would use this idea of reflected sound waves. And kind of the simplest way to think about how we use reflected sound waves, think about if you were to play Marco Polo, the game Marco Polo. A lot of times you're in the pool, you close your eyes, you shout, Marco! You hear, Pablo, come back at you. And you turn and you look, or you turn, you don't look. You turn and you go that direction. The idea of using echolocation, we'll talk about, or reflected sound waves, same idea. Where is that sound coming from without using your eyes to find your way or to find prey? So, for humans, we use what's called sonar. Sonar is a system of detecting reflected sound waves. And the word sonar stands for sound, navigation, and ranging. So using those sound waves in water to figure out where things are and also how far away objects are. Sonar has been used to map the ocean floor, to find those mountain ranges we'll talk more about later in the year. But the way it works is pretty simple. When the waves hit an object, they reflect. The reflected waves are detected by the sonar machine. So the sonar device measures the time it takes the deflected sound waves to bounce back, and it uses that data to kind of calculate the distance. We know how fast sounds to travel through water, and we use that to determine how far the object is away by how long it takes for it to bounce back. That's how humans use it, that sonar devices that a lot of ships have. If you're fishing, maybe you have a depth finder or a fish finder on there. All uses the basic technology where you have the sonar working. So in nature, it's kind of where we got the idea for. This first one isn't necessarily echolocation where we're using reflected sound waves, but just sound waves in general. That you can't necessarily hear. The elephant's not making noise with its throat. But elephants can stomp on the ground when they're angry, and these vibrations can be heard by elephants up to 50 kilometers away. And we're talking about very, very low vibrations. Think about when you did the hearing test in class, and what that lowest frequency you could hear. So I was around 35 or 40 hertz. These stomps are going to be somewhere around 15 to 20 hertz. So very, very low sounds, but other elephants can detect them and hear them, know to come that elephant's in danger. So now dolphins and bats. They use a system what's called echolocation. It's like dolphins, they emit these pings, these high-pitched pings above what we can hear, ultrasonic, to locate food. Again, that's called echolocation. Just like the name says, echolocation, using those echoes, reflected sound waves, to find where they are or to find food. And bats use a similar method in air. You probably heard the expression blind as a bat. Bats don't really use their eyes. They use echolocation to hunt, and they eat their body weight in insects every night. So they're very good at using echolocation to find their prey. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Here's a very, very basic picture. You have your bat, and again, he's going to emit those high-pitched pings, oftentimes above what we can hear. And depending on how they bounce off the prey, he can detect how long it takes from the bounce back there and back. That's why bats have big ears. And the bat knows to fly in that direction. These reflected sounds will also navigate the bat to where it's going. But this is a very simple way of just using the reflected sound waves to detect where prey is to determine where they're going. Very simple idea. So now how do we use it? Obviously we talked about sonar. We can produce ultrasonic waves to look inside the human body. A lot of times to produce a sonogram, that the picture of the baby before it's born would be a sonogram. But that's using those ultrasonic waves to create that image. Ultrasonic waves can be used to treat certain injuries. A lot of rehab might indicate that to break up some scar tissue, they use ultrasonic waves to help break up the scar tissue. Even like in toothbrushes, might have an ultrasonic setting to it to help knock off some of that dirt that just regular brushing won't do. Also, some jewelry cleaners, do that too. They kind of vibrate and have these very high pitches where they'll knock off some of the dirt that way. So that's some of the very basic ways we use ultrasound. Also, sometimes flashes, like in cameras, they use echolocation to determine how far away the person is, how much flash, or how much they should focus for that autofocus. Alright guys, so we're going to stop here. I thank you guys for watching, and we will see you along the way.